Hello everyone, I'm Astha and today we will be starting with ophthalmology. So what does ophthalmology stands for? Ophtha means eye and logy, as you all know, means to study. So ophthalmology is the study of the eye and its related structures. Talking firstly with the anatomy of the eye. So this is what we know about the eye and this is what ophtha deals with, the internal structures of the eye. So what do we know? Let's talk first about that thing. So we know that this is the eyeball. Pupil and iris are structures of the eyeball apart from the rest of the structures which are also included in the eyeball. These things, the eyelid, the eyelashes and the eyebrow, these are all parts or the appendages of the eyeball. Talking about the gross anatomy of the eyeball. So the eyeball looks something like this. And now let me tell you the different parts of the eyeball. So the first thing here, that is your cornea, that is the outermost layer and the most anterior part of the eyeball, which continues posteriorly as the sclera. The cornea continues as the sclera, the one in the blue thing. Can you see that? Fine. Then inner to the cornea or the posterior thing to the cornea is the iris, which is pigmented. Iris is pigmented, which gives the blue color to this eye. That is your iris. And the iris, after that comes your ciliary body. You can see here, ciliary body, which further continues as the choroid. So the iris, the ciliary body and the choroid, they form the vascular layer, the second layer of the eyeball. Then inner to the choroid is the innermost layer, which is your retina, which is the neural layer which has got rods and cones. That is why it is photosensitive. So it continues posteriorly as your optic nerve. Got it? The cornea, the sclera, inner to it is the iris, the ciliary body, which continues as the choroid, and inside it is the retina, which is the innermost layer, which is the photosensitive layer. What is this ora serrata? So the ora serrata is the anterior post part of the retina, we can say, and it marks the junction or transition between photosensitive retina and the non-photosensitive ciliary body. And as you can see, there are serrations. It is serrated, thus the name ora serrata. Next thing we'll deal with is, I'll teach you how to draw a simple diagram of the eyeball. So let us begin with the cornea. This is your cornea, which I told continues posteriorly as your, come on, name it. This is your sclera. This one is your cornea. Then inner to it is your, what is it? The iris, which continues with your ciliary body and which further continues as your choroid. Fine? That is your second layer, the vascular layer. And the innermost thing is your retina, which is the photosensitive part of the eyeball. Now one more structure over here in the middle, which lies here, is your lens. A very important component of the eyeball, which is your lens, which is suspended to the ciliary body by ligaments. And these ligaments, they are known as suspensory ligaments or zonules. Suspensory ligaments or it is known as zonules. That is my Z. Fine, zonules. Understood? The iris, then comes your ciliary body, then comes your choroid. I hope you got this basic structure. Moving on to the next thing. Now talking something about the anatomy of the eyeball. So this is diagram, I have taken it from Khurana. So as you can see, let's talk firstly about its shape. So what do you think is the shape of the eyeball? Is it round? Is it a sphere? Yeah, it is very close to a sphere. It is known as ablate spheroid. Ablate spheroid. So why is it known as an ablate spheroid? Because it is made up of two modified spheres. to modified spheres. So it is not naturally or particularly a sphere, but it is an ablet spheroid. Because you see, this one is your cornea wala thing, and posteriorly is your sclera, and this is somewhat what is the structure of the eyeball. If you compare it with this, ignore my drawing though. So this is your shape of the eyeball. Talking about the poles, so it is very obvious that these are the two poles. So the center point of the maximum convexity is both anteriorly and posteriorly. Now this is a statement in Quran, and what does that mean? The center point of the maximum convexity anteriorly. So this is the anterior side. If I say this one is your anterior side, so the maximum convexity is here somewhere. So this forms your anterior pole, and similarly on the posterior aspect of the eyeball, the maximum convexity is here somewhere. So this forms your posterior pole. Now a mid plane or a plane which is middle to these two poles. Middle means it is equidistant from both anterior pole and posterior pole. So that imaginary line or plane, it is known as the equator. It is known as the equator. And meridian particularly means any line or which is connecting the two poles. That is known as a meridian. Any plane or line which is connecting the anterior and posterior pole. So that is a meridian. So there are two poles. If I say two poles which are there, anterior and posterior poles. Fine. Now talking about the dimensions, so few dimensions which are important here, and I would like to mention. Firstly is your, sorry, what did happen? Okay. Firstly is your antero-posterior or your axial diameter, which is equal to 24 mm. Then secondly is your horizontal diameter, horizontal, or you can say transverse diameter, transverse. I'm writing D over here for diameter, fine. That is equal to 23.5 mm. Third one is your vertical diameter, which is equal to 23 mm. And few things which are not necessary, but still I would like to mention, is the circumference is 75 mm. The volume is equal to 6.5 ml. Volume of the eyeball. You see, it is like a cystic-like structure which is filled with fluid, whose name I'll tell you later on. Aqueous humor and the vitreous humor, right? Gel-like fluid. Then the weight of the eyeball is 7 grams. So these are few theoretical aspects which you need to remember. Now, where are these diameters located? Yeah, let me mention that as well. So the antero-posterior, it is obviously here. Antero-posterior or the axial diameter. So that is 24 mm. Coming to the horizontal. So horizontal is this diagram. Just imagine the horizontal diagram of the eyeball. Can you imagine? Okay, so that is equal to 23.5 mm. Talking about the vertical, so it's simple. That is equal to 23 mm. Circumference, then volume and weight. So these things were all about the eyeball. The basic things about the eyeball which you should know.